What's going on, guys? Jay Tsuro, Jay with the Pay. Hope you're doing well and swell. Back with another video. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about why I dislike rich people, but also want to be rich. I don't know if you guys have shared this feeling, but the world is getting more difficult. Things are getting more expensive. Gas is going up. Food is going up. It's hard to get a decent job nowadays. The job market is terrible. Everybody's talking about the report that just came out with not looking good for the jobs, I should say. But anyways, it's like we're all on this ride to basically climb the socioeconomic ladder and live a better life and constantly improve. But what's interesting to think about is there's already, a lot of people that are in a high socioeconomic class. They have a lot of money. They're doing very well off. And I remember listening to a quote from Elon Musk, and they were asking him, are we going to be able to, upload our consciousness to robots and AI? Are people going to be able to live forever? And then, in his articulated voice, well, the thing about that is, the people that could live forever, you wouldn't want them to. When you think about that, he's right. The people that can afford the technology, if that did ever come out, to live forever, would you really want them to live forever? Like, let's be real. Would you really want the politicians to live even longer, to accumulate more wealth, to have more power? Would you want Nancy Pelosi to live forever? No, not really. I mean, I don't have hate towards these people. I know I said, kind of dislike rich people, but also want to be them. But what else are you going to do? I mean, the whole thing with life, the whole reason why, people come to America and, look for other places of opportunity, it's because everyone is always trying to constantly improve their life, look for a better situation, go from survival to, thriving, right? Or surviving to thriving. I was going to say survival to thrival. I don't even know if that's a word. But, everybody is wanting to improve in some manner, right? Whether that's for them, it's for their family, it's for their kids. I mean, hardly ever do you have somebody who's like, I'm good just where I am. I don't want to do a single thing to better my life. No more money, no better. I don't want to have better food. That's very uncommon. So it's interesting. Again, to go back, I kind of dislike rich people, but I want to be rich, right? Like, everyone has this idea. You want financial freedom. You want to have the location freedom, time freedom, money freedom, right? But then there is people that already have this, and you can have a disdain for them a little bit. It's like, no, not every rich person is, evil and whatnot. Like, no, absolutely not. But the one thing with money, wealth, when you have it, it is a lot easier. And with people living longer, with the compound interest, this is not, hard information to come by, right? Before the internet, before social media, you had to go to the library, read books, about finances and, different ways to manage money to really get a grasp on how to grow wealth exponentially. Or you had to know people for that matter. Now, we all see the same videos on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram. You see all the videos where people talk about, invest in the market and over 40 years you'll be a millionaire. And that's the bare minimum. That, to me, that's the bare minimum. Retiring at 60, 65, that is the absolute bare minimum. But again, going back, it's been easier now for people to understand and have the information. They have a longer time horizon. They're going to be able to accumulate more and more wealth over time and really, in the course of their lifetime. So going to that quote from Elon is like, well, the people that could live forever, you really wouldn't want them to. It's 100% true, because that type of technology, even if they did come out with it where you could, live a lot longer or even forever, a lot of people wouldn't be able to, afford that or be able to pay that cost, right? It's kind of like that movie Elysium with Matt Damon, where, you know, eventually society gets so like despaired between the rich and the poor people. The rich people literally have a floating island in space. I think it was on the moon. I don't know. They literally had a floating island where they all had money. They were rich, and you know they're doing whatever they want. They had spas. They had you know, like all the best foods. They had no disease. There was no crime. Crime was zero. And it's because all the poor people were on the decrepit earth that was just disintegrating, right? Or withering away. And eventually in the movie, Matt Damon, he puts on like an freaking like Iron Man prototype suit. And he goes up there and he starts like messing the rich people up. You know, basically the premise of the movie. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But it just gets to that point. The disparity is so, you know, just vast, I guess, between the poor people and the rich. But, I mean, can you really blame rich people as well? Like, if I was rich and I had a bunch of money, I'm not going to be living in the hood. You know, even you try your hardest to look poor, right? You drive an old car, you don't wear flashy clothes. If you live, depending on your house, where you, I mean, what are you going to live in, a $1,000 a month apartment when you're a multimillionaire, decamillionaire? I don't know. So, I mean, you know, this video is kind of just a ramble, but it's interesting to think about, right? We all kind of have a slight disdain for some rich people, especially the Musks, the Bezos, the Zuckerbergs of the world. But then at the same coin, you know, we would also like to kind of have some of that, right? We wouldn't mind if we had some of that money so we could experience that. But since we don't have it, we're like, oh, screw them. We don't like that. We want the money. But then if we have the money, it's like you change up. So, I don't know, guys. Going in a little bit of a tangent here, but this, in summary, is a, you know, some of the thoughts I have on slight disdain, slight dislike towards rich people, but also am trying to actively become one and work my way towards there. If you guys did make it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.